letter from the Cabinet Secretary, the letter from the Director of Finance, the bill of lading to show when the vehicle left England will be made available to you. So you can see when the CabSec wrote asking for an investigation, when the Director of Finance wrote to Customs asking for investigation, and the bill of lading will show you it was issued in London on the 21st of December 2015. And to show you how can a vehicle that was not even in St. Lucia yet, they could have had an investigation into it in St. Lucia. And all the documents will be made available to you. And you can ask me any questions that you want. And I also have the bank statements. I didn't make copies for you because it's my personal bank statements, but I'm more than willing to let you take a peep at it and see where the money left my bank account to pay for the vehicle. Thank you very much.
Did they indicate what raised their suspicion, in inverted commas, on the vehicle? Is it the source you purchased it from? Nothing. What?
Nothing.
But based on what you're reading, if there is...
It's a simple thing. Destroy Ernest Hilaire and the St. Lucia Labour Party. So let's look at each one of them and see what it is that we can take to beat them up with. So Ernest Hilaire was High Commissioner. He bought a vehicle. The vehicle came after he left because there was a delay in the factory. So the High Commission received the vehicle, registered it, and shipped it to me. So they would see a paper that says, Jeep registered by the High Commission. Where's the Jeep? It's not there. Oh, he stole it. Let's say he stole it. Simple. Simple. And Guy Mayers has to come and answer. And at the appropriate time, we will meet in a court of law where we will have to answer. Because if you think about it, if you run in an office and you have reason to believe or you even question that something belongs to the office, the first thing you will do, you will call the accountant and say, is there any record that we bought this thing? You will ask the accountant in the office, did we buy a vehicle? You will ask the officers who received the vehicle and ship it, what vehicle did you all ship there? Who did you all ship it for? Is it our vehicle? So he's never asked the accountant any questions. He's never asked the officers in the High Commission any questions. Never. But then he sends a letter to the Cabinet Secretary because they want to start a political witch hunt. And it's not just about Ernest Hilaire alone. Maybe my mouth is the biggest and I'm making the most noise right now, but there are other members, other parliamentarians that will be picked one by one. Said Alva Baptist, Honorable Alva Baptist, and his mother's house. Sean Williams to the minister's account. Philip, Sean Edwards. What did I say? Yeah, Sean Edwards. They said Honorable the political leader and the Bois Bridge, and Honorable Jean-Baptiste with the cows in Beausejour, Vieux-Fort. Don't ask for Dr. Anthony. You know, Dr. Anthony is, for them, easy picking. Every single one, they want something to stick.
I don't know about the easy picking.
Well, I mean, for them, they will just pick on him because, they feel. And the thing about it is, they're going to keep on doing this. It will get nasty and nastier. This is what Cambridge Analytica told them. This is what SCL told them to do. To get nasty. To do this, to plant evidence, do that. That's the politics. And you can read it online. I mean, we're not making up that. You go on Google, and I'm sure some of you have, to read up about SCL and Cambridge Analytica. That is the strategy. Let us just keep throwing dirt and hope something sticks. So if we dirty Ernest enough, if we dirty Musa enough, if we dirty Philip enough, if we do all of that, we will cause them to be unpopular and stain. And meanwhile, the people of St. Lucia will be distracted from the budget. People will not be so concerned with where the CIP monies went to, and who's holding it where, in which account, in what part of the world. It would mask the view and the point made by the political leader. The Prime Minister, in his closing statements, said he accepts personal responsibility for the range development and the CIP issues. And then the US issues a document that says the CIP doesn't have autonomy and is open to political interference. So you accepting personal responsibility, and the US is saying there is political interference. At the same time, 6 persons are revoked. We need questions on the 6 persons. We need who asked for them to be approved? Which country are they from? What's the circumstances? Are there other people you've revoked that you've not gazetted? Why do you want to change the law so people who are revoked will not be gazetted anymore? Why are you doing that? Now, St. Lucians want answers to those questions. So how do you distract and deflect? Let us throw dirt. Let's go after Ernest Hilaire. Let's go after Philip Pierre. Let's go after Sean Edwards. But that will not work. and we will not be distracted. Guy Mayors and all the others, there is a conspiracy, and every single one of them, including the senior public officers who are part of it, will be asked to come to the courts and account for their actions. Because you cannot decide that somebody has a vehicle and he has to come and prove that it is his, and you claim it's yours, and you'll produce videos and United Park and make all your accusations. Totally false.
Now, I read somewhere that there was another issue at the High Commission where somebody was purchasing liquor, which was contrary to the norms and rules of diplomatic, because of his status. It sounded like it was something that maybe started or was going on, or the investigation at least, while you were in the High Commission. Can you shed some light on that?
Well, I was not aware of any such matters happening. I read it just like you did. Like everything else, I'm not going to be part of any spreading of information about anybody that I cannot substantiate. I honestly cannot substantiate that. If there was an investigation in the High Commission, the new High Commissioner must release the information. And that's all I can say. I don't know, and I will not cast aspersions and speculate when I don't know. Right now, at the High Commission, there is the High Commissioner, and there's now a Deputy High Commissioner. It's quite interesting, huh? In St. Lucia, we had a Speaker of the House, but we couldn't get a deputy. And that person now becomes a deputy. She becomes a Deputy High Commissioner. So maybe, and the Prime Minister said she's needed to help him to deal with extradition cases. I didn't know St. Lucia had any extradition cases. That extradition cases are cases where people are required to be sent back to Central to testify and do those things. I didn't know we had those cases, but she's now become a deputy. We couldn't find a deputy in St. Lucia for the Parliament, but she's become a deputy. So I cannot say any more about it.
Now, on the Dufali matter, since we're on investigations,